guys, this is Heidi with Kiddos Corral, and nothing screams spring like peanut butter Easter eggs. I have to tell you, this is my second batch that I am making, and I want to share the recipe with you all. Now, in my KitchenAid mixer, I have creamy peanut butter. I will put the recipe down below in the description box so that way you can copy, paste, print it out, and have it for yourself. To this peanut butter, I am going to add some softened butter. Now this butter is at room temperature. Now I just want to bring that butter and that peanut butter to a creamy, all combined consistency. Now I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. And if you're curious, I'm using vanilla extract that comes from Kirkland's. It's a pure vanilla extract. Very, very good, and it smells divine. So now that that is all completely whipped together, I am then going to try to carefully add in my powdered sugar without making a ginormous mess, because a little while ago I spilled powdered sugar clear down the front of the cabinet and had to clean it up. Now I'm just going to take this beater out for just a second while I add in my powdered sugar. There we go. I did it that time without making a huge mess anyways. Alright, I'm going to lock in my beater. And I'm going to wipe this peanut butter off my hands. Now, you don't want to turn this on to where it's on a full speed, or you're going to have a huge puff of mess going on. And you're probably going to have a puff anyways, because powdered sugar is just good like that. I'm going to lock this. As this turns, it's going to turn into like cookie dough consistency, and it's going to be pretty thick, and I'll show you what it looks like if you can't see it on the camera. You can see my KitchenAid jumping up and down here. You want to make sure that this is good and combined. Now I'm just going to say, if you are using an all-natural peanut butter, all-natural peanut butter seems a little bit more oily than regular peanut butter, like a Jiffy peanut butter or a Skippy peanut butter. So you may want to add a couple more tablespoons of powdered sugar than the actual recipe calls for. So we got this here jumping around. There we go, that looks good and mixed. Now you're going to see when I pull this beater up, wah! I'm going to unplug it. Okay, this is a pretty thick consistency, and you're seeing that it's all sticking together. That's what you want, because when you form this into the peanut butter Easter eggs, you are going to want it to do that. Okay, so I'm going to take this off here. Now I'm just going to move my KitchenAid out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to get a plate so I can show you very quickly how easy this is to do. Now I've already got some peanut butter Easter eggs in the refrigerator right now. You're going to want to refrigerate them for about an hour, and then after they're refrigerated for about an hour, then the decorating comes in. Now this is your dough, and you can make your Easter eggs any size you want. You can make them small, you can make them large. I like them about medium-sized Easter egg, so that I'm able to decorate them and make them very pretty and give them out as gifts. And then I buy some Easter cellophane, like little bags from Michael's, and I make them all pretty and label them, and make a big deal out of Easter. And doing it this way is a lot cheaper than buying peanut butter Easter eggs, because this time of year peanut butter Easter eggs are pretty expensive. So I just eyeball it. I kind of cut my hands a little bit like this to do an Easter egg shape, and then I kind of flatten it out a little bit and play with it and make sure that, you know, I'm getting a good Easter egg shape. So there's one, and these don't take long to form, because this is I will tell you, I've tried other recipes for peanut butter Easter eggs, and this one, if you follow it according to the absolute precise measurements, I never ever have a fail. These peanut butter Easter eggs come out divine every single time I make them. Also too, I think if you buy a good quality peanut butter and you don't skimp on the peanut butter, you're going to have a better tasting egg. And they're going to taste like Reese Cups. So when we get back after these have sat in the refrigerator for about an hour, we are going to melt some melting chocolate with a couple of tablespoons of shortening. Now you're probably going to ask me, why in the world are you putting shortening in your chocolate? Well, a long time ago, somebody that I knew made homemade peanut butter balls for Christmas, and somehow or another I was making them and they didn't come out quite like hers, and I said, there's something wrong with my chocolate. She asked me what it looked like, and I told her, well, it looked pretty thick, and it wasn't going on as shiny and thin and as attractive as, you know, the way hers looked. And she said she added some shortening to it to give it a good gloss and a good sheen, and to also thin it down so it wasn't so gloppy whenever she made, you know, whenever she melted it down. And another thing too is, if you're going to make a lot of these, you can melt your chocolate down in your crock pot. So if you're going to make these like for a Easter sale for your church or organization or whatever, if you melt your chocolate down in a crock pot on warm, actually I started out on low and then I turn it on warm, and if you add a little bit of shortening to that, your chocolate will go a lot further and it will coat the Easter eggs a lot prettier than if you don't. And also too, I'm a little bit picky when it comes to my chocolate coating. Some people use chocolate chips, and I don't like it. I don't think that it tastes as good. Now you can use the chocolate chips. If you're used to melting the chocolate chips down and coating things with chocolate chips, by all means use chocolate chips, but I personally don't like the chocolate chips. Now another thing that would be really good is white chocolate. You could do some in a milk chocolate and some in a dark chocolate, some in a white chocolate, and maybe give away, you know, make them smaller and give away a variety. That would be really good. So that is my last Easter egg. He's kind of smaller than the other ones, but he'll do. And there's my Easter eggs, and I'm going to put these in the refrigerator to harden all up, so when I come back I can show you how I coat them and how I decorate them. Okay, I thought I would just show you that these are the Easter eggs that I made previously, and they're starting to get hard, but I'm just going to just add these other ones so I don't take up so much space in my refrigerator. So we got some nice looking Easter eggs here, and they're going to be really good and yummy. So there we go. I wanted to make sure that you could see the Easter eggs really good before I put them in the refrigerator. And as you can see, they are nice and formed, and they will, even if they are a little bit imperfect, that does not matter, because you are going to cover them with chocolate and you're not even going to be able to tell if they have any type of imperfections at all. So as soon as these are set and they're in the refrigerator for a good hour, I will show you how to coat them with chocolate. so now that our eggs are already set up and they've been in the refrigerator, I have to confess I didn't get to them last night. They have been in the refrigerator since last night. And Dylan here is going to help me put the sprinkles on the Easter eggs. Now I just put one entire package of milk chocolate almond bark and 3 tablespoons of shortening in the microwave, whipped it together. As you can see, nice and creamy and shiny, and that's what we want. So I use a fork and I just lay the Easter egg down in that chocolate and I turn it around in there, get it good and coated. And I bring it up with the fork, and I try not to use my fingers altogether, but then I lay it down there, and then Dylan is going to do this pretty sprinkles on the top. Yeah, that looks good.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And then we are going to do the next one. And I knew that I wanted somebody to help me sprinkle these which is a great job for kids to do, because you get your hands in this chocolate and you want the sprinkles on there while it's wet. Yeah, those are pretty. And you can get outrageous with the sprinkles, and you can buy pearls, you can buy, they got all kinds of stuff. They got little candy Easter bunnies, you can put those on the top. Now my church back home, they just took cake frosting and had a lady, she did a real pretty flower on the tops of them. And I think I'm going to start from this side and go this way so I don't drip, because see where I dripped on this one a little bit? Put a little extra sprinkles there. There you go. Alright. These are going to be good. Now once I get these all coated, I am going to stick them back in the refrigerator and let them sit again, because it's going to take a little bit of time for them to, you know, get hard. And then when they come out, then I will wrap them up and they'll be ready to give away as gifts, because if these things sit in my house, I will eat them all. I will eat them all. Now, if you want to, and I also want to add this, if you wanted to make these ahead of time, like I'm making them pretty early right now, but if you wanted to make them ahead of time and you know, you weren't ready to give them out as gifts, these freeze. You can put them in the freezer and it will not hurt them. They absolutely freeze. Now I tell you what I would do is freeze the peanut butter eggs themselves, and then when I was ready for them, I would cover them in the chocolate. I need to pull these down here. There we go. They look pretty. So these are great to do with your kids. You need somebody to dip them, and you need somebody to put sprinkles and decorate. And I don't know any kid that doesn't like Easter and decorating Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty fun. It's gonna be yummy to eat, isn't it?
Probably gonna have like a quartered one. That's a lot, actually.
Okay.
To eat.
These are going to be so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to have Dylan turn off the camera, and when these get all set up in the refrigerator, I will show you what they look like. Okay, my Easter eggs are done, and I just thought I would show you real quickly how I wrap them. I buy this here cellophane-like bags, like they're party gift bags, you know, like you would for party favors, and they're clear. You can see this one here, I already have it wrapped. And I had some ribbon that I had bought from the Dollar Tree a long time ago, and to me it looked really Eastery looking. And it went really nicely with these pink bags. So that is my Easter eggs, and this is how I give them away as gifts. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and let me know if you try to make these peanut butter Easter eggs, because they are delicious. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.